one day I was watching my brother play Mass Effect 2 because he's a huge Mass Effect fan. And I'm watching him with Legion, and I'm like, hey, you know Legion's voiced by Wesker? And he's like, I don't give a fuck, I hate Wesker. So, we get into a discussion. I'm trying to learn more about Legion's character because I'm like, of course, I love Wesker, so I want to learn more about Legion. So he tells me that Legion is one of many other, legions. And I'm like, how do they work? He's like, oh, they share one brain. And I'm like, but this one's with you. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, all of them good? And he's like, no, most of them are bad. I'm like, then how's this one sharing a brain? He's like, I don't know. And I'm like, what the fuck? That's like one bee trying to set fire to the hive. And I'm like, so my question is, did you and how did you... Did you and how did you develop that character's voice or that character?
Well, I mean, I have to develop it in order to give it to them, people who need it.
Right, but sometimes people like tell you, it's like, hey, this character is going to be that, so this is what you have to say. Right, but were you able to develop it on your own and like say?
No. It's based. Well, I mean, on my own and based off of what they've said that they're looking for. So usually with an audition, there'll be like some sort of description of the voice, and then you kind of go off that. And usually you try to twist it a little bit so that it's your own thing, so that you stand out in the auditions that get sent. Because sometimes they get hundreds, sometimes it's only 20 if you get selected down by the casting director. That's why it pays to be nice to casting directors. But then you get into the session, and then whatever the specs were, I'll sometimes go out the window, and then the producer-writers there in the session, they're going, actually, we use really more of this or that, and then they guide you, and you start going, okay, they throw you adjectives, and then you start saying the lines in ways, and they go, yeah, more like that, and then more like that. Then from there, you've locked it into one style. It won't be that style at the end of the session. It then will evolve as you start to do the lines, and you go, oh no, it kind of feels better this way, and sometimes you'll actually backtrack and re-record some of the earlier lines. But so it is a give and take between them and you. So for instance, in the case of Legion, I didn't have any backstory on Mass Effect until I went into the session and they said it's the first time the guys have spoken and you're actually a good guy. So I was going off of, which was like, I think it was essentially like an emotive howl, or how did they put it? It was like an emotive. It was actually a long page. It was like it was full of a lot of description, which is unusual for video games because a lot of times it's just like a sentence or two. But it was something to that effect, and so the one I gave was it was literally a how thing.
Right.
How can I help you? It actually was a speech they gave that he never actually says in the game because they don't want they're so paranoid about people getting stuff. So it was a speech that I had to give about it was like at a funeral, and so I give this speech as this computer, the alien computer thing. And I guess I put enough emotion in it that they liked it, and I got it. So I got lucky. That's how I met Ginny McSwain, which, to my other point, I met Ginny McSwain, got to work with her. She voice directed that, and then she became the casting director on the Transformers Rescue Bots.
Nice.
And I was one of very few that was submitted for my role. And because she worked with me, I was able to. I had that benefit. So that's the thing: is as you go through your careers, no matter what they are, be nice to the people going up.
Can I make a personal request?
What?
Can you say in Wesker's voice, camera?
What? I'm a trained monkey now.
I'm sorry.
What is the line? Is he on there? Fuck you, Daniel.
Gold.
To be honest, you told me about that before. I was able to prepare. I drew on some past experiences. We rehearsed it.